Function with Purpose podcast. All things health, wellness, fitness, and education through the physical therapy perspective. I am Dr. Amy Bullock, owner and founder of Fortress Physical Therapy. Fortress PT is here to serve the Charlotte metro area by highlighting the importance of how and why physical therapy should be a part of your health and wellness lifestyle. Here we go. Welcome to Season 6, Episode 6 of the Function with Purpose podcast. Dr. Amy here with you guys today. Fumbling my words a little bit already. Okay. So this episode, I just kind of want to briefly talk about my experience with my mom. I'm going to call her out again, but it just kind of really put some perspective into my eyes regarding the physicality through the aging process. So I guess the title for today would be Fear Avoidance to Aging. Fear Avoidance to Aging. So when it comes down to it, the aging process, it happens. However, we should not be fearful of it. So when we think of aging, we think we become brittle, we become frail, we fall a lot, we lose strength, we don't eat as much, etc., etc. Well, I'm currently finishing up a book. It's written by a PhD specialist. His name's Dr. David Sinclair, and the book is called Lifespan: Why We Age and Why We Don't Have to. I'm not sponsored by him. However, it is very biology, genetics based. It's definitely over my head, but I've been spending a lot of time reading on it and rereading the chapters, and it's very fascinating. So this book and some concepts that it talks about, literally to the point where the habits that we do and even our mindset contribute to the aging process. And if we instill good habits and good mindset mentality, we literally can change our genetic component to the aging process. So we essentially slow down the aging process. So anywho, I guess that talking about that book after I finish it can be another topic. But anywho, fear avoidance to aging. So if you're already in fear and you're avoiding certain physical daily movements, like fear of falling or fear of navigating the stairs or fear of getting into the beach water when you're at the Bahamas on vacation with family members, as my family and I were this past October during my birthday. If you have a fear of getting into the water and falling, then it will probably most likely happen, right? You're already pre-exposing or putting this mentality in your mind that I don't want to get in the water because I'm afraid of falling. I'm afraid of trying to get up from the ground. So the aging process in general doesn't have to make you feel fearful. If it does, then I'll tell you right now, coming from the physical therapy point of view, then that prompts you that you need to probably go seek out physical therapy services in order to rebuild your confidence again, to function with purpose, to diminish and get rid of this fear avoidance, to improve your physicality, right? So I'll just tell you a little brief story. So back in October, went on a random family trip. It was just a couple, my mom, myself, my aunt, and my two cousins. We went on a cruise to the Bahamas, like a quick weekend. I'd never been to the Bahamas, never been to the Caribbean at all. So I'm like, my ass is getting in that water as soon as we land on that island. And when we did that, my mom was with me, and she immediately was just like, I'm not getting in the water because I think I'm going to fall, and if I fall, I might drown in ankle deep water. And I hate to call her out, but, she already put this fear avoidance to getting in the water. She traveled several hundreds or thousands of miles to get to the Bahamas that she's never been before, and she won't even get into the water because she's afraid of falling. So, and my cousins were like, okay, well, Bonnie, we'll be your crutch. We can be on either side and just like kind of we'll help you walk into the water. And she was just like dead set, no, I'm not getting in. So that kind of made me feel sad, as my mom's perfect. She's capable of walking around, but she does have some balance issues because she has a little bit of neuropathy in her legs. So she basically limited herself throughout that entire trip. Even on the cruise ship, there were a lot of stairs that I personally would choose to take, and collectively as a family, we did do some stairs and walking a lot on the ship, but there were several moments that unfortunately, Mom longed for the elevator to use rather than the stairs. So creating this or incorporating or having this fear avoidance to physical movements puts a significant limitation on the body, right? So when you have a mentality like that, then your fear wall tends to get higher. So that's where we need to try to break that habit or break that wall down. And physical therapy can be a part of that, right? Because it is known in general that as the body ages, and we do tend to collectively kind of break down over time, but the only way to help prevent or slow that is physical movement, exercise, lifting weights, and being intentional throughout the day to maintain our physicality. And this is where physical therapy can significantly help with those different aspects to prolong the health span and the lifespan. So, needless to say, I have some work to do to prompt my mom to get into physical therapy. And, we know that fear avoidance shouldn't happen. And it does come from time to time, but, I just kind of wanted to share this story that, you travel 500 miles or more to this amazing island and area that you've never been to, and you are capable to get into the water, and yet you're afraid of falling despite having help to get into the water. So, hopefully my mom, by the time this podcast come out, her balance starts to increase, her confidence increases, and then her fear avoidance starts to diminish. So, when you start having doubts like that, then that is an immediate prompt that physical therapy can be a part of this routine to help break that cycle. So, fear avoidance to aging, or to maintaining your physicality, is setting a limitation for yourself, because the aging process should not scare us. The aging process, if at all, should promote us to be that more intentional of maintaining and improving our balance capabilities, navigating the stairs in a reciprocal pattern, being able to get up off the floor or fall with finesse, and having confidence to get up off the floor, right? Because unfortunately, as we age, fall risk increases because we become more stagnant. We sit more. We aren't as active. So as a physical therapist, it's up to us to help bridge that gap and let patients know that physical therapy should be a part of the lifestyle. So that's kind of my little story for today's episode, that, having a fear avoidance mentality to, oh, well, I'm quote unquote old, so I know I'm gonna fall. I just don't want to get into the water or do the stairs. We need to change that mentality, and physical therapy can be a part of that process and a part of that routine. So if you feel like you're in this little rut or this fear avoidance rut, then seek out a local physical therapist. If you're in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, maybe I can help. And if I can't, I can probably find someone who can. So don't put this fear avoidance to the forefront of your mind, because the aging process shouldn't be a speed bump. If at all, it should promote you to get your ass into the gym, to work on your balance, to work on your cardio, to work on your strength, and to work on your capabilities in simple things of activities of daily living, to enhance those and create those and create it to be more strong, and you being more confident to navigate those stairs and get up off the floor. So, reach out if you have any questions, drop your comments, and have a lovely day. That's a wrap for today's episode, Function with Purpose podcast. For more information on this episode, please check out the show notes within your podcast app. Be sure to subscribe, like, share, or drop your comments and questions below. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Thanks for the listen. Pursuit, precision, purpose.